Why is that? And what does the research show? Those are two questions you may hear from the commander tribal type during your sales interactions. And this episode of the series, Convert Consistently with Customs and Connections, is the focus to allow you to understand the descriptors of them, clues that you can look for, and tips for selling with them. Because tribal types is our model, our communication model to quickly identify the customs and needs of people so that we can adapt and provide them what they need, when they need it, and how they need it to make quick and confident decisions to work together. Let me then introduce you to the commanders. Now, the descriptors of commanders are that they are organized. They're logical, they're process-driven, they're analytical, and they're very detailed themselves and want details from somebody else. They like the proof behind the data. We call it the primary source for different research or information that you're sharing. And even for stories, they're going to want the facts more than the color. They like to command or direct the process versus being led by somebody else. They need to be right, and they are going to like to know or want to know or expect to know the how-tos for something that's getting done. All right, with those descriptors, what are the quick clues for pace, word choice, and level of personal connection? Well, their pace is going to be measured. It's not going to be too fast or too slow. They're going to be fine taking the time to get the information and the process aligned before making a decision to do something. They are not going to look for a personal connection with you initially or want to divulge personal information about themselves unless it's specific to the topic that you're focused on with them. They are in writing going to have thorough and complete information. You're not going to see a lot of exclamation marks, but you're going to see detail and specifics, and they're going to expect that back from you as well. You're going to hear words like analyze and results and research and data and logic. They are not going to want something missed, or if there is an error, they are going to correct you on it. And they're going to look for you to accept responsibility and let them know that that is fixed for the future. And now the tips for selling with them to help them make confident decisions. Be prepared and organized. Follow through on anything that you've committed to on time and be thorough with it. Use thinking words in your speech. And if you're going to share a story, call it an example and make sure that you have plenty of facts within that example to share with them. Share your agenda in advance and then reconfirm it and see what they would want to add to it as you start your interaction and conversation. Get to a shared objective early in the conversation, knowing that they are going to have input and that might affect the amount of time you need or the structure or order of the topics that you're going to cover. Start where they lead the conversation, and yet with your preparation, be prepared to fill in the rest of the information or process as needed to get to the end outcome. And always do what you say when you say, or sooner if possible, as I mentioned earlier. And that is your introduction to the commander buyer tribal type. These customs are going to help you make the right connection with them to provide the information in the way they need it. And that's going to earn you their trust, or at least some confidence in you as you start together. And then you can build on that relationship in the future. I encourage you to stay tuned for the next episode in this series, where I will introduce you to the reflector buyer tribal type.